Hello YouTubers, it's Jennifer and I'm coming at you with a hopefully informative video. Today I apologize for the way I look. I usually don't really wear makeup. So anyways, today's topic, let me scoot over so you're not blinded by that light, is DWIs. First off, don't drink and drive. It's not worth it. It's very costly. Yes, I got stopped for one. This is not my first one. I know that sounds horribly bad. I'm not a habitual drinker. In the past, I was living with an alcoholic. I was getting verbally and emotionally, and it was an abusive relationship. We'll just put it that way. So there were times when I would drink and I needed to escape, and I had nowhere to go, so I had to drive. Anyways, to get away. But that's beside the point. So DWIs. Let's say I live in New Hanover County, which is in Wilmington, North Carolina. So I'm going to be strictly talking about my county and my city here with DWIs. Okay, so you get stopped for a DWI. Now, if you're like me and you've already had one, then well, one, it's scary anyways. But basically, you kind of almost know the drill, where you do your sobriety test. What is a sobriety test? A sobriety test is basically how they monitor you. Like for me, I did the stand on one leg with your, you stand on one leg with your other leg straight out for, I think it's 30 seconds or something like that. And then you count, out loud, 1 second, 2 1 seconds, etc., etc. And then I did the walk the straight line. You take 9 steps, arms by your side of your body, heel to toe. And then after your 9 steps, you turn around and you walk back. It's very simple. Then they do the eye astigmatism, which is basically follow your eyes. And somehow the way they do it, I looked this up on YouTube videos, it's kind of scary and interesting at the same time. Because what if you have an eye disease? But that's beside the point. You tell them that initially if you do have some kind of eye thing. Like if you have a glass eye, I mean, obviously your glass eye is not going to move the way regular eye is. But you can look up YouTube videos on that. It's actually really cool to watch. If you're like me and like medical stuff like that, or just wanting to know what the hell it was. Anyways, you follow the eyes and it's like your eye jumps in a certain way. And they can tell if you've been drinking or using drugs in any way, because the way your eyes are supposed to follow or whatever. Again, I don't know how that works, because if you're tired or had caffeine, but they know what they're looking for. They're the law. They do this for a living. So after you get stopped, you will go to jail unless you're just extremely lucky. Now, you rarely, if ever, get just a ticket, but you go to jail. And then when you're in jail, you wait to see the magistrate, which can take anywhere from an hour to like 5, 6+ hours. Once you see the magistrate, they tell you what you're being charged with. It doesn't mean you're convicted. Now, there's a whole different level to that. Once you're convicted, that means it's like documented, but you're just being charged. So they set you at a secured or unsecured bond. A secured bond means you have to call a bail bondsman to get out on a certain percentage. Now, unsecured means once you're charged, you can basically walk out on your own free will, and pretty much do whatever you want. So I got a secured bond. I think it was $1,000, which is kind of standard for DWIs if you don't have anything else. Like, obviously, I don't do drugs. I didn't reckless drive or anything, so $1,000 was kind of standard. 10% down was about $250, $260. Depends on the bail bondsman. Now, I found out that the bail bondsman cannot charge you over a certain percentage at all in this county, or we'll just say in this county because I don't know about the whole state. But basically, like, let's say you have $1,000, they can't charge you $500 to get you out unless they're just crazy. So it's expensive, but now you can bond your own self out. You just have to have somebody else, I guess, get your information, or if you have your card information on you, then you can give it to the bail bondsman. I don't know how that works. I just know you can bond yourself out, but I think somebody else has to physically give the money to the bail bondsman. So anyways, I got out. I made bail. So went to work the next day. After you do all that and you know what you're charged with, what you're facing, you go to your first court appearance. I obviously continued mine because I want a lawyer. Now, if you already have a lawyer or if you hired one in your own, great. Then most likely, I'll say that your first court date will most likely be continued, no matter what. Just because even if you have a lawyer, they aren't familiar with your case. Even if you've personally met with them and talked to them and everything else, depending on prior charges, of course. We'll just stick with me. So I went to court. And I can't hire my own lawyer. I can't afford it. So I opt to do a public defender. And a public defender, you fill out a whole bunch of paperwork. Well, it's like one sheet, I should say. Like what your income is, where you work, if you have child support coming in, what your out payments are, like if you have car payments, if you pay rent, if you have mortgage. And basically the reason why I qualified for a public defender, because I pay more out than I make, which has been my life since forever. I mean, I work in retail, and I've been in restaurants before that. So, that's a whole different level of why am I paying out so much when I don't make that much, but we'll figure that out later. So after you go to your first court date, you get another court date. I think I went to court in February, and my next court date is this May 1st coming up. And then that's when I will meet my lawyer for the first time. Once you are assigned a public defender, they send you a letter in the mail or they send you some stuff in the mail that says, this is who your public defender is, contact them if you have any questions, or they recommend contacting them before your court date so you can discuss your case, get an alcohol assessment, basically do all this crap. I can pause it here really fast to find that paperwork to show you. Hold on. By the way, I'm looking through all my legal papers. I haven't done that for a little bit. And the way, when I got stopped, they towed my car. So I had to pay a towing fee, or my mom had to pay the towing fee, which then I had to pay her back. But I'm just going to flip really fast and show you what the towing fee was. So if you can see this at all, it's $352 was the total amount that it was for, I think only, yeah, if you could see that date at all, from the 22nd to the 24th, 3 days, $300 and some dollars. Yeah, it's expensive. And I'm pretty sure I'm putting all of my legal information out there, but I'm doing this for certain purposes. So I'm also going to put this out there. The only reason why I'm doing this, honestly, is to show you legalities. I guess, I'll edit this video later, but right now, I'm going to try to cover my driver's license number, not like it matters. Honestly, I'm at the point now where we'll just put it that way. I don't know. So this is my alcohol test. And this is what they do if you've never had a DWI. I don't know if I'm doing this correctly or not, but anyways, so this is basically what it looks like, if you can see that at all. Yes, I know you're reading it. 0.08 is what I blew at the time of the scene and at the station. Now, 0.08 is like basically that borderline where it's like, not even anything. Hence is why I got a lawyer, because sorry if my camera's really shaky. I'm trying to look through these papers to find that information that I wanted to show you guys. But that's why you get a lawyer, though. It's because I barely blew, and now my last DWI, yeah, that was false. I had a scram bracelet on for pre-trial release, and I had that thing on for 3 months. And a scram bracelet, let me back up here. A scram bracelet is basically an alcohol monitoring bracelet. Now, it's not home arrest at all. That's different. Now, you can have both on, or you can have a home arrest bracelet that also monitors alcohol or drugs. I just had a scram bracelet on. It's basically a really freaking itchy, annoying ankle bracelet Yes, they can take it off and put it on your other ankle. It doesn't matter. Very rarely do they ever put it on your arms. I mean, that's just stupid. But it's really annoying. It's really itchy. As a female, shaving your legs. Luckily, I had it on during the winter, early spring time last time, so I didn't have to worry about going swimming. But I could have easily gotten that charge dismissed because I was not drinking and driving at all. And it was lack of evidence. They had no reason to. Somebody had hit my car and I was waiting on AAA. So I walked. I didn't have my keys in the ignition. I walked down the street and got a beer and then walked back to my car. So I was not drinking and driving. My car was like parked on the side of the road and was undrivable. So that's a whole different level. Basically, going on, because I'm rambling now, and I know this video is going to be really, really long. I forgot what I was looking for, so I think I was looking for the lawyer's paper of, oh, here it is. Okay, so you probably can't read this at all. Basically, what this says is immediate loss of your license. So obviously, you will lose your license for 30 days. That's a given. And then on top of it, you have a level 1 misdemeanor. It's minimum of $120 days in jail, maximum of 3 years, fine of $10,000. You have level 1, that's level A1, I'm sorry. Level 1 is mandatory minimum of 30 days, maximum 2 years, a fine up to $4,000. Level 2, minimum, I'm not going to read all this. It's level A1 through level 5. Level 5 is pretty much what you want and what your lawyer is going to fight for. It's the court is authorized to impose a suspended sentence or maximum of 60 days in jail and a fine up to $200. Normally, the judge will impose a suspended sentence and require 24 hours of community service or 24 hours in jail, your choice. Your license will be revoked as well. Now, since I am a repeat offender, it says down here, first offense, 1 year, second offense within 3 years to 4 years, third offense, 10-year period. And then it goes into court costs. Like court costs is $290, you have community service fee of $250, jail is $40 per day. And it goes through all that. And then it also gives you a recommendation of alcohol assessments. And I'm going to walk here because I have to charge my phone. Let me put you on pause because I don't know where my charger is. Okay, so I apologize about the lighting right now. I have to sit in my room on the floor because my phone is charging because it was dying. So anyways, the alcohol assessment. Do one before your court date. I called my lawyer to make sure I needed one. I mean, obviously I needed one, but to find out how long I had. Because my first court date with her, like I said, is going to be continued on May 1st. She already told me that. So I thought I had some time. Well, it looks good to go ahead and get it done and over with. I paid $110 for that. It's $100 for the assessment itself. It's $10 to get your driving record out of the DMV. Now, if you want to bring your own driving record in, that's fine, but it's still $10. That's just the standard fee that they charge. The alcohol assessment goes anywhere from your background, how many drinks you take, if you take any illegal drugs, when was your last drink, your history on substance abuse, if you've done treatment before, etc., etc. It's a whole huge, long, tiring assessment. After that, they make recommendations. My recommendation this time was a 20 to 40 hour outpatient session. The other option is IOP, or SIOP, which is Substance Abuse Intensive Outpatient. Here it is 3 hours, 3 days a week for 12 weeks. Yes, it is that extensive. And it is government funded at certain places. The only problem with the government funding is that those places do not send the final, like that you've completed your IOP program to the DMV in Raleigh. So you have to send it to the assessment people first, and then they will send it out, which is really, it sounds like a lot of paperwork, but I mean, where I went for IOP before, they're actually really, really good at transferring paperwork. So I recommend it. By the way, if anybody ever needs IOP treatment, I recommend Helping Hands. Stephanie I'm shouting out to you. She's like phenomenal. There's also an after IOP program, which I highly recommend. It's MRT program. It's mindful recovery treatment, and you go at your own pace. It's not like IOP where you're recommended to, you have to finish it. You can only miss like I think three sessions in the whole 12 weeks, which, I mean, if you have kids, if you have jobs, whatever. But MRT program is kind of go at your own pace. Yes, you do have a time limit. I mean, it's not like you could just drag it out for 3 hours. No, you do have a time limit, but and you go by the 12-step program. Then they add 4 more onto it. So it's a 16-step program. And you get a worksheet, like a workbook, and you complete each step. And you cannot complete the next step. You don't get the next workbook with the next step until you complete the step you're on currently. And the people in the group vote on it. It's really cool. It's really fun. I highly recommend that. Going back to the DWI stuff. So basically, what the cost. Now, the 20-hour, I totally lost my train of thought. The 20-hour outpatient, it's $450 for 7 sessions, and you have to complete those within 30 days. So spread them out within 30 days. It's $100 down payment. Then you have the 40 hours spread over 60 days. It's $800 with $100 down payment. So you can kind of get the gist. If you break it down, that's about $65 each session, which is actually quite affordable, in my opinion. I know, because I need another payment on something. But that's why I'm saying don't drink and drive. It adds up because you have court fees, you have lawyer fees, you have, even if you get a public defender, you still have to pay the lawyer fees back. Jail time, you have jail time fees, you have community service fees. If you blow over a certain limit, you have to get the interlock system, which it's like $200 to get it installed. Then you make payments every month. It's like $3,000 or some ridiculous amount, depending on how long you have it in there for. On top of paying to get your license back, it's so long and daunting. But anyways, that's kind of DWIs in a gist, in my opinion. That's what I'm facing anyways. I don't really know what else to say. So if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, hopefully this video is informative. If it's not, please comment below. If it is, then awesome. Please hit the like button and share this video, because I would love to be able to help people. And I cannot stress enough, don't drink and drive, don't text and drive. Just be very aware, okay? It's really not worth it. I am well aware of this. So anyways, please hit the like, please hit the share, please subscribe to my page, and I will talk to you guys later. Oh, by the way, I will let you guys know after May 1st how the court date goes, so you guys can know what I'm facing or when my next court date is, etc., etc. So, all right, you guys stay awesome. Love you guys, and go from there.